Good morning, afternoon, evening. This is the One Man Militia, and we are here to do an unboxing. And basically, as you know, that this is not a true unboxing because I had to verify that the firearm was in the box and verify the condition of the firearm and also that all accessories were included. On top here, this is basically information that the firearm was ordered, who sold it, the receiving address as far as my FFL transfer, and receipts as well. Basically, we're going to unbox the Smith& Wesson 4043 TSW model, meaning Tactical Smith& Wesson. And we'll go ahead and get into the unboxing. And my firearm does, this is the 4043. We're going to verify that it is empty, nothing in the chamber, and no magazine is inserted. So obviously nothing in the magazine well. These are the two magazines that were included here. We have a, let's see, 11 rounder. That's an 11 round magazine there, the number 11 at the bottom. And this is a 10 rounder magazine. As you can see the number 10 there. And it does have a little crimp right there. So apparently this is kind of indicating that this magazine and was kind of around during the assault weapons ban era, Clinton era, basically. So this kind of tells the age of the firearm. This is around 1990. Assault weapons ban was 94 to 2004. Let's see, and that's pretty much it that came with this firearm. Just the firearm and the two magazines. But basically, to kind of go through it, the 4046 is a full-size 40 caliber Smith& Wesson semi-auto. It is a double stack as well. It does come with a rail system for mounting any O lights, which I do plan on doing a little bit later on. Um, and as you also might notice here on the TSW models, that the trigger is black and that the little locking mechanism for the slide is also black as well. So there's kind of a subtle telltale sign that it's a tactical Smith and 40. While I was at the firearm store, my favorite little gun shop, I did have the um, gunsmith put on this Hogue rubber hand grip, which kind of gives it a fuller feel and it kind of gives it a softer feel. And it does help to mitigate a little bit of recoil as well. It's just a more comfortable firearm to hold in your hand. I do have plenty of these Smith& Wesson 40 calibers. The 4043 is basically a variant of the third generation Smith& Wesson series that was made throughout the 90s. It is a double action only, like I mentioned before, and it is an aluminum frame variant of the 4046. And to kind of give you an idea, this is a 4046 Smith& Wesson. We'll kind of verify that it is empty as well. Nothing in the chamber, and magazine is not inserted, so nothing in the magazine well. This here is a 4046, basically the same full size double stack, double action only. I did choose to have a hand grip put on here, but this is a Crimson Trace hand grip. And it does give it, like I said, a fuller feel as well, and it does make it a little bit more comfortable to carry, but it does give a good complement to the 4046. This is the standard Smith& Wesson version, and I do have a tactical Smith& Wesson version that does have the O-light mounted on it. We'll verify that it is empty as well. Let's see, nothing in the chamber, nothing in the magazine well. And it does have the black on black. I did put the rubber hole hand grips on it. As you might probably pick up that this is my standard on these full size 9 and 40 calibers. I do put the rubber hole hand grip, and it does have an old light on it as well. Makes a perfect night gun. And let's see here. I do have some other 40 caliber firearms to compare with, but I kind of go into the spiel that after the 1986 Miami shootout, Smith and Wesson and Winchester had collaborated to duplicate the performance of a 10 millimeter, but retrofit it into a 9 millimeter handgun size, or a 9 millimeter size medium frame semi-automatic handgun. Um, Basically, the 40 caliber is still used throughout many jurisdictions. Some jurisdictions are still using these older Smith and Wesson TSW models. Some are using the standard Smith and Wesson models. The ones that have chose to replace it, most of them replaced it with the Smith and Wesson M&P 40. So they're still keeping with the same caliber, but not necessarily the same firearm. And if you look on different websites and go to different gun stores, especially collector gun stores, you might find a lot of these older Smith and Wesson that was used by different jurisdictions, and they'll show up on different websites and stuff. And they're a nice little piece to have. If they're good enough for law enforcement, they're good enough for me as well. But kind of give you an idea, I'm real partial to the 40 calibers because of the fact that my very first firearm, when I purchased back in 2013, was a Smith and Wesson S&D 40 caliber. I didn't know much about guns at the time, but I did know some of the bigger names, like, that I've heard, like Glock, Smith and Wesson, Winchester, that kind of thing. I did choose to go with the Smith and Wesson because I've heard about the quality. They have about 170 years behind their name, and I bought it for $298. And right now, you can get an SDVE 9 or 40 caliber. They run about the same price in the 300 bracket all day, every day, not even on sale. And they're a very good firearm to have as well. Some of the other Smith and Wesson variants I do have the Smith and Wesson 4006, and we'll verify that it is empty chamber, no magazine inserted, double action only. It does have the little spur right here, unlike the double action only models. And basically, the spur, I guess you could put it in single action mode, but also some people might complain about it kind of snagging on clothing when they have to draw it in a quick moment. And as you notice that with it being the standard model, it's got the silver on silver as well. In this particular model, I really don't have too many that's like this, but this have the little protective ears over the sight, which I do like. It's just that at the time I just bought the different variances of the 59 and the 40 series. I didn't really pay attention to it. I just got them when I saw them. That's kind of like how you have to do with these older Smiths. Otherwise, if you sleep on them, they end up disappearing. But this is like one of the few models, it might be the only one I have that has the little protective ears on it. But this is the 4006. This one here is the same model, 4006, but it's the TSW model. We'll verify that it's empty real quick. Let's see, nothing, black on black trigger, and and then it has the low light as well. And then Smith and Wesson also made compact models for those that like to conceal carry. And this here is well, I have two of the 4046s. These are TSW models. And this one just have the black trigger. It doesn't have the black um, slide holder there. I didn't put the rubber hose hand grips on it because I couldn't find the rubber hose hand grip to fit this model. Still looking though. It doesn't have a spur as well. Makes a perfect compact carry. This is the 4013 model. 4013 is aluminum frame. And then this is also a 4013. It is a tactical Smith and Wesson. I do have an Olight mounted on it. It does have black trigger, and then black um, the slide lock mechanism. And also, I forgot to mention this, it does have a black decocker. It is ambidextrous. It's on both sides of the gun. So lefties or righties can decock it. Well, verify that it is empty as well. Nothing in the chamber, nothing in the magazine well, and nothing to snag on clothing. I also forgot to mention, I do have a very rare model. This is a full size. This is a 4026 model. 4026 would designate this one a little bit differently. We'll go ahead and verify that it is empty as well. Nothing in the chamber, nothing in the magazine well. The only catch is decocker is on the frame here. The decocker is on the frame right there on the 4026. Um, and it doesn't have any decocker up there because it's obviously on the frame. Pretty much it with my spiel on the 40 caliber Smith and Wesson, and also the unboxing of the 4043. Um, some sources have said that the 40 caliber is a dying round, but I'm gonna still be with it until I see the pallbearers throwing dirt on the coffin of the 40 caliber. Thank you for your time. Please like and subscribe. And I do appreciate all the views, all the likes, and all the subscribes. Y'all have a very blessed day or night.